Welcome to Fall Summit, a story-based podcast about tales, trails, and epic fails. I'm Octavia.
And I'm Em. For those of you just joining, we're going to bring you 2 stories and our thoughts on the tales. Ending with Trail Mix, where I will bring you 3 songs, and then trail etiquette and other shit.
By me. How you doing today, Em?
I'm doing great. Thank you for asking. I lost my cat.
Yeah, our cat is missing.
So if you live in the Hudson Valley area and you've seen a very handsome orange and white cat,
I think he's mostly orange.
he goes by Hobbs.
Yeah.
And he likes food. So if you have food around, just shake some, catch
He's
him.
very friendly. He doesn't wear a collar because we live in the country and whatever. He probably should have a collar on, but he always takes it off. So.
Okay. Well,
He's
that's
unidentifiable.
called victim blaming. So.
Poor Hobbs. I mean,
And
but
me.
here's the thing.
I'm the victim and Hobbs is the victim.
Here's the thing. He's been gone for 48 hours. Our other cat, who has now since passed, a few years ago, he went missing for over a week. And then we found out that he had gotten stuck in our neighbor's garage and they were feeding him, not knowing whose cat he was. This was like when we first moved here, 6 years ago.
So should we send out an SOS?
I'll let the neighbors know. But I'm just saying, like, just because he's missing doesn't mean it's forever. He may still come back. Maybe he just went on a walkabout.
Tave.
What?
Has he ever done this before?
No.
Stop.
But
Stop being all cheerily optimistic. He probably fell out of a tree.
he's a cat. Cats don't fall out of trees.
Tave, did you see the wind? Yes. Do you remember how high up he was that other day? That other time?
Yeah.
We found him up there. And we couldn't find him again. This does not happen as often as we're making it seem. But we couldn't find him, and I'm calling out Hobbs, and I hear meow, meow, but it sounds like it's coming from a distance. And I look out from our porch, like across the horse field to the horse paddock to the trees, and I see an orange cat going, like, peeping out through the top of the tree.
Oh, no, I remember. That was wild.
So the wind yesterday was super strong. The trees were whipping around. If he was up there, it's very likely he could have fallen, actually.
But he went missing on Sunday.
Yeah, the wind has been high since then.
Yeah. You have a point. I'm going to be optimistic and hope that he's on a walkabout and that shall return. If I don't see him in the next month, I will concede to your tree theory. I still don't think a cat falling out of a tree. I don't think he's going to fall out of a tree.
Okay, anyway, how are you?
I am doing well compared to how you're doing with Hobbs. Actually, no, that's not true.
It's your cat too.
I'm doing okay regardless of the fact that our cat is missing. I had a horse show over the weekend, and they told us that we had to be there by 11:30 to do warm up, but that the girl who was riding her show wasn't until 4. But the
sounds like an exceedingly long amount of time.
So the thing about horse shows is it's a hurry up and wait mentality. So you have to hurry up. You have to get there, and then you're gonna wait around until they're ready to have you come into the ring.
Sounds awful.
It's a lot.
So what did you do for a million hours just sitting there?
We sat there a lot, but we went into town and grabbed some smoothies from Seoul, so that was fun. But no, it was just a long.
Why didn't you go to the other one? The better one that you've been wanting to try? Bliss.
Where's that?
The big one I went to with Corey.
Where is it? It's in Rhinebeck?
Oh, that's why.
Yeah.
I was picturing Red Hook, my bad.
Oh, because the barn. Well, we were at the horse show was at a different barn, not at our barn.
Got it. Sorry, my bad.
No, that's okay. I do want to try that one. You are correct.
It's cute in there.
Yeah. But the girl that was riding my horse, she did a really, really good job, and it was amazing.
Good. Did she win all the awards?
She didn't. She placed. She didn't win. There was a lot of other riders in there that probably have shown a lot. This was her first time showing him at this horse show in this type of class, which was 2-foot jumpers. And so, she was just going to do well, and she did really well. And now next time she can do it for speed, because jumpers is about precision and speed. You can't mess up, and you gotta do it fast.
Oh my god. No pressure.
No pressure. But hunters in equitation are, you're judged by a judge. It's not timed like jumpers is.
Mm.
So I like just the time. I like being timed better.
Why?
I don't want somebody judging me, looking at how I hold, you know, go around the ring and hold my body a certain way, and like the
They
horse
judge you on
has
how
to,
you hold your body?
yeah, and how the horse holds their body in a certain way. Like
Oh god.
the head can't be like all the way up in the air, and it's a lot more
God forbid.
precision. And yeah, okay, you can make the argument that it's more difficult in that way, but jumpers is difficult in different ways.
Well, that's enough horse talk for today. I've had enough.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
No, thank you. Are
No,
you
thank
done
you.
acting?
Yeah, no, that was
Okay,
it.
that was
She did great, and it was a long freaking day,
Don't say
man.
horse again.
Horse again.
Okay. Any hoodle.
Are you ready to get into it?
I'm ready to get into it.
Sweet.
Great.
So we shouldn't talk about how the world's ending?
No.
Awesome.
Awesome. It is, though.
Yeah.
But we don't need to talk about it.
No, let's get into
Okay.
it.
Story number 1. It's called Hope You Enjoyed the View on the Way Down. Is that what it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay, great. That was my first, inclination about what it might be about. Let's go. Let's get into it. Let's do this thing. Am I enunciating properly?
Yes, you are.
Great. There was this one time, a few years back, when my husband and I found ourselves hiking a small mountain in Brazil. We were somewhere in the countryside, not exactly remote, but far enough off the tourist trail that the parking lot was little more than a gravel patch at the edge of the woods, marked by a faded sign and a rusted chain. A handmade sign said, Estacionamiento, $20, but there was no one around to collect the fee. Not a soul in sight. I only had a single 20 reais bill in my pocket, so we'd figured we'd pay after the hike when anyone might show up. The trail itself was quiet, almost too quiet. There were no other hikers, no rustling of footsteps behind us, just the steady crunch of gravel under our shoes and the hum of insects in the thick green underbrush. At one point, a small snake darted across the path, nearly giving us both a heart attack. It was tiny, probably harmless, but in that moment, it might as well have been an anaconda. After that, we kept our eyes a little more peeled, hearts beating a little faster. About 40 minutes in, we finally crossed paths with someone. 2 guys, probably locals, coming down the trail in casual sneakers and chatting quietly in Portuguese. We exchanged a quick greeting and a smile, that universal trailhead courtesy, and continued in opposite directions. We reached the summit just in time for golden hour. The view stretched across a patchwork of green hills and scattered farms, and the breeze was perfect. We took the obligatory "we made it" photos, soaked in the scenery, and decided to head back before dusk turned the forest into a guessing game. It was then, just as we began our descent, that I realized the 20 reais bill was no longer in my pocket. Panic fluttered in my chest. It must have fallen out when I was fumbling for my phone at the top, or maybe earlier when I pulled it out to check for signal. Either way, it was gone, and it was the only cash we had. The only way to pay the parking fee. We retraced our steps slowly, eyes glued to the ground like we were searching for buried treasure. But after 40 minutes of careful scanning and zero luck, we finally gave up. We braced ourselves for the awkward explanation we'd have to give to whoever was collecting parking fees. Sorry, we had the money, but we lost it. Even to us, it sounded weak. But as we approached our car, something caught our eye. There, fluttering gently beneath the windshield wiper, was a folded bill and a small scrap of paper. It was our 20 reais, with a note, handwritten in English. I think you guys dropped this. Hope you enjoyed the view. We both just stood there for a moment, stunned, smiling, laughing. That small act of kindness from 2 complete strangers who could have easily pocketed the cash and kept walking meant more than the money ever did. We never saw them again, Never got a chance to say thank you. But even now, years later, I still think about those two hikers and that gentle reminder that most people, quietly, unassumingly, choose to be good. Sometimes it just takes a little mountain in Brazil, a lost note, a note, a lost bill, and a note on a windshield to remember that.
Aw, that was a nice one, don't you think?
Cheesy.
Oh, it's sweet, but also, like, yeah, I mean, there are people out there that will take the wallet, and there are people out there that will hand the wallet in.
They must have been the only people in the parking lot because, like, how else would they have known that was
Yeah.
them?
No, I think that that's kind of what they were saying. They didn't really see anybody
Oh,
on the
yeah.
trail that
That's
day.
true.
But even if they had been like, "Oh, it's probably these guys," there are a lot of people out there that would have just taken the 20 and ran. Do you not
What
agree?
would you have done?
Taken the 20 and ran.
No, you wouldn't. Dave, not if I was around.
That's true. I guess it
Do you
would
know how
depend.
mad I would have been at you?
Yeah. I Well, it would depend on the circumstance. If I really thought it was those people's 20, I might have, but no, probably would have kept it.
Yeah, if you were by yourself, you definitely would have kept it. You would have,
Yeah.
like, taken a quick look around. "Oh, oh,
Yeah.
oh, oh,
My
nothing.
money.
My money."
Yeah, it's finders keepers. You should have kept it safer, and I'll
That's
tell
so
you.
fucked up.
I know.
Like, why can't you role reverse it? Like, why can't you put yourself in somebody else's shoes? Is
Oh,
that your
yeah,
lack of empathy?
I can.
Do you have empathy?
Do I
Do you know what that is?
Yes, I can.
Okay.
I'll just assume that they have so much money that they can't keep their money safe and secure. They don't care enough. That's what I would assume.
Because you've never lost anything just accidentally?
No, I lose things accidentally all the time, but I'm telling you, that's what I would have thought in my
Oh my
head.
god, okay.
But hearing how it played out from their point of view
Uh-huh. Would that
gives
change your perspective?
absolutely.
Oh, great. So next time you will not be doing that.
Yes,
Awesome.
unless it's a lot of money. Like when,
No,
$900 fell in my boot at a
no,
bar.
I don't know.
Hey, I didn't even know whose it was. I couldn't give it back. It literally fell in my boot. I had
No,
big boots
you
on.
didn't discover it until we got back to the place, right?
Right. Would you have given back the 20?
Yes.
Okay.
You know me. I
Yeah.
would have tucked it to a tree.
Well, what if you found a 20 on a trail and you had no clue who it could have been? Like, not even a little inkling of it.
If there was no one in the parking lot, I would have kept it.
Yeah.
If there was somebody in the parking lot, I would have taped it or tacked it or put it in the trailhead. Like,
Oh, like in the book?
yeah,
Oh, that would have been a good idea. Not knowing whose it was.
yeah.
If
And
you
then
found a 20 tacked in the book, would you take it?
no,
Do you think other people would?
maybe, but
Yeah.
I'm not putting myself in other people's shoes because I don't have empathy.
You have so much empathy.
I have too much. It's annoying.
I know. Alright, you wanna get into story number 2?
Yes, I do.
Manic on the mountain. You're Manic just sitting here.
Yeah,
Manic on the mountain.
Manic on the mountain.
It was one of my first solo backpacking trips. Just me, the mountains, and that early bird confidence that comes before a hard-earned lesson. My plan was 2 days. Hike in, camp, bag the peak the next morning, and head back down. Simple, clean, solo. The trail winds around a rim of huge alpine valley, serrated ridgelines and wind-stunted pines watching over it like ancient sentries. There's kind of a silence out there that doesn't exist in the rest of the world. It's intoxicating. About 2 miles in, just as I was finding my rhythm on the ascent, this guy overtakes me on the trail. Tall, lean, and moving fast. Normally, hikers just pass with a nod or a howdy. Not this guy. He slows to match my pace like we were long lost trail buddies. Starts chatting me up. At first, it was normal stuff gear talk, elevation gain, snow level up top, but something about him was off. It's hard to explain. But it was the way he smiled, too wide, too consistent, like he had practiced it in a mirror. You ever see that Tom Cruise interview where he's rambling about Scientology with that weird manic charisma? That's exactly what this guy felt like. He was amped. friendly in that performative, unsettling way, like he'd studied friendliness in a textbook. At one point, he told me he liked pushing himself, but nothing felt exciting anymore. Then he said, and I quote, almost verbatim, "Nothing really makes me hard like it used to." He smiled when he said it. That was my cue. I faked being hungry, told him I was stopping for lunch. He nodded, wished me well, and disappeared up the trail. And that, I thought, was the end of it. The rest of the day was incredible. Crisp air, big views, that satisfying burn in my legs. By the time I found a little area jutting off the valley wall to camp on, I'd mostly forgotten Mr. Scientology smile. Night fell. The darkness brought a shift in energy, a primal kind of quiet. My thoughts kept drifting back to that guy, his too clean demeanor, the off-kilter vibe. I was cowboy camping, no tent, just a sleeping bag, and a quilt under the stars. Which meant no fabric between me and the possibility of waking up to someone crouching nearby. I was on edge, jittery. So I did what any nervous solo camper does. I grabbed my fixed blade knife, unsnapped the sheath, and laid it next to my head, just in case. Then I queued up for a few episodes of the history of Rome and somehow surprisingly fell asleep. Deeply. I didn't wake once all night. That never happens. When I opened my eyes in the morning, I felt peaceful, weirdly refreshed. It was only when I reached for my stove that the peace cracked. I always leave my pack propped against a tree a few feet from my bed. When I stood up to grab it, I froze. Every single pocket was open. Zippers unzipped, buckles undone, snap closures on my stuff, sacks popped open. Even the mesh compartments inside the bag had been disturbed, like someone had deliberately, methodically opened every closure just to look. But nothing was missing. The pack hadn't even been moved, just unsealed. I stared, heart pounding, as it clicked. I had closed everything before bed. I'm obsessive with my gear. That pack was closed up like Fort Knox when I lay down. I don't miss stuff like that. Then I glanced down at my knife. It was still there beside my pad, but the sheath snap closure was undone. Someone had unfastened it. I bolted. No breakfast, no summit. I packed at a speed that would impress special forces and hiked down like it was being hunted. Every rustle in the trees made my skin crawl. Every shadow in the forest looked too tall. And the worst part? The lights. Yeah, those little pinpricks you see sometimes in the woods, especially out west. Maybe orbs, maybe fireflies, maybe worse. Most people know better than to follow them, but that night, they were out there. I ignored them, everybody does. But man, I still think about that guy, that weird dead-eyed smile, that too perfect speech, the sense that something was imitating a person and not quite getting it right. Maybe it was nothing, maybe it was everything. All I know is something or someone unpacked my stuff while I slept next to a drawn knife. And I never solo camp without a tent again. The end.
Creepy.
Creepy. Do you think it was a real person or it was an alien?
I would love to think it was an alien, but I think it was just a creepy person.
Well, why do you think that all the zippers were open and the person didn't wake up? Like, I would definitely wake up if
Because they were deeply asleep.
yeah, maybe me. You would wake up.
I would wake up.
Yeah. You
I
could
would hear
probably roll me down a cliff and I
I would
wouldn't
hear a
wake up.
pebble move,
Yeah.
and I'd be like, or an ant crawl, and I'd be like, "Oh,
Ha!
what was that? You're disturbing my beauty sleep."
Yeah. Also, I don't know anything about these lights in the woods, so I want to find out what that's about. People
Let me look.
out west see lights in the woods.
Out west, lights in the wood. The famous mysterious phenomenon known as the Paulding Light, which is said to appear frequently at a remote spot in the woods of the western Upper Peninsula.
Huh.
It's a light that appears in a valley outside Paulding, Michigan. Reports of the light have appeared since the 1960s, with popular folklore providing such explanations as ghosts, geologic activity, or swamp gas. Although stories related to the light vary, the most popular legend involves the death of a railroad brakeman. The legend states that the valley once contained railroad tracks, and the light is the lantern of the brakeman who was killed while attempting to stop an oncoming train from colliding with railway cars stopped on the tracks. Another story claims the light is the ghost of a slain mail courier, while others say that it is the ghost of a Native American dancing on the power lines that run through the valley. According to John Carlyle of the Detroit Free Press, one legend is that it is a grandparent looking for a lost grandchild with a lantern that needs constant relighting. The reason the light seems to come and go.
Huh. That's interesting. Well, people say don't follow it. Apparently.
What?
They say don't follow it, according to the story. Don't follow the light.
Don't follow it.
Yeah. So whatever it is,
Don't follow it.
don't follow it. Just stay on the path.
Will do.
Yeah. So what do you think of the story?
I liked it. I thought it was creepy.
Yeah.
And I thought that that guy has problems. And why would he say all those things? Why did he say that?
I don't know.
Why did he say that?
I don't know.
And he seems like somebody who would just unzip backpacks just for the fun of it.
Yeah, nothing was missing.
Right. And he just unsheathed the knife.
Yeah.
Well, it didn't. He just undid the
buckle. Yeah, it's weird.
You freak.
And also the fact that they got so close to the hiker to be able to do that, that's weird.
I don't like it. I don't like him one bit.
I don't like him one bit. And on that note, you want to do some trail mix?
Sure thing. Surely. Whirly. Durly.
Cool bull.
Cool bull?
Cool bull.
What the fuck is a cool bull?
Okay.
First on the list of trail mix, notorious trail mix. We love that show.
Yay.
Okay, first on the list is Steel by Marabou State featuring Holly Walker. There's something magnetic about the way Steel unfolds, like it's chasing a memory it knows it will never quite catch. Marabou State, the British electronic duo of Chris Davids and Liam Ivory, have always been masters of crafting atmosphere, and this track from their 2015 album Portraits might be one of their most emotionally textured. Featuring the smoky, soulful vocals of Holly Walker, Steel blends organic instrumentation, like twanging guitars and earthy percussion, with glitched-out electronic elements. It feels both rooted and elusive. Walker's voice drips with aching restraint, looping around lyrics that hint at desire, deception, and the quiet spaces in between. The production carries a lived-in warmth, not quiet lo-fi, but deeply human. This track is best heard at twilight. It sounds like the golden hour stretching itself thin, where each beat feels like the heartbeat of a vanishing thought. Number 2 is Dress by Sylvan Esso. Dress is one of those songs that gets under your skin, not loudly, but intimately. Sylvan Esso, the North Carolina-based duo of Amelia Meath of Mountain Man and producer Nick Sanborn, specialize in this kind of emotional minimalism. From their 2020 album Free Love, Dress is a meditation on the small, powerful rituals we attach meaning to. In this case, putting on something that makes you feel radiant, even when everything around you is falling apart. There's a gorgeous vulnerability in Meath's delivery, almost like she's letting you in on a secret. I put on that dress, the one you like, she sings, and it's both a seduction and a tiny act of hope. Sylvan Esso has always played with the tension between analog emotions and digital textures. Dress is a great example of how they make the intimate feel expansive. It's not about the dress, really. It's about identity, self-worth, and the small ways we ask the world to see us. Last but not least is Last Night I Had the Strangest Dream by Simon and Garfunkel. This song is a cover, but it feels tailor-made for the ethereal harmonies of Simon and Garfunkel. Originally written in 1950 by folk songwriter Ed McCurdy, Last Night I Had the Strangest Dream became an unofficial anthem for peace movements during the Cold War, and later during Vietnam. When Simon and Garfunkel included their version on Wednesday morning, 3 a.m., 1964, they were still breaking into the folk scene. Their voices wrap around the melody with a kind of haunting sincerity. It's a protest song without rage, more of a soft vision. The lyrics are plain-spoken and almost childlike, a dream where war is signed out of existence, where no one has to fight again. There's no production flourish here, just acoustic guitar and close harmonies, which makes the message land even harder. It's a reminder that even when things feel disjointed or lost, dreaming, however strange, is still an act of resistance.
Thank you, Em.
You're welcome. Anytime. I'll be back next week.
Oh, yay.
Up next,
Lit.
we've got trail etiquette and other shit.
Yay, trail etiquette and other shit. Are you ready?
Yes.
For this shit.
So today on trail etiquette and other shit, we've got insect safety in the backcountry.
That's my line.
It's okay.
Okay.
I thought we could switch it up maybe
No.
today. Okay. And then I would read the whole thing.
No.
Okay.
Okay. You ready for trail etiquette and other shit?
I am indeed.
Today we're going to talk about insect safety in the backcountry.
I love that for me.
Learn how to identify, avoid, respond to common insect threats while hiking or camping. So the first one is one that I'm afraid of and like to run from. And that's stingers.
Stingers?
We're talking about bees, wasps, hornets, and yellow jackets, which yellow jackets are my least favorite. They're so aggressive.
Ugh.
Behavior, usually non-aggressive unless provoked. Accidental hive disturbance is the most common cause of stings. So I don't agree. All right off the bat. Because I feel like yellow jackets like attack you for no reason. But I'm just trying to sit here, eat my ice cream, and it's like trying to land on my, land on me and like get in my business. And then if I swat at it, because it's in my personal space, then it's gonna attack me. And then I'm gonna have like oh God, what was that movie?
No.
What was that movie? My
Girl.
My Girl.
No.
Yeah.
Don't ever, Steve, stop.
What?
That's
trauma. It's traumatic.
Okay, yes. Why did they ever make that movie?
I don't know.
Why did they ever make that? And why is that a kid's movie?
I had so much trauma from that movie.
Yes, that Bambi, Fox and the Hound.
Bambi's fine.
Bambi's not fine. Bambi's mother dies.
I'm sorry. What Disney movie does the parent not die?
Well, some.
Oh, name one.
Oh, God. I don't know. But Fox and the Hound is really traumatic. Old Yeller is really traumatic.
Yeah, there's a lot of traumatic older movies. I agree.
Where the red fern grows.
Yeah. Trauma. Let's talk about trauma. All right. So where nest locations? Where do you find these non-aggressive but unless it provoked stingers?
Where?
Hollow trees, branches, ground nests, mud banks, or logs. Yikes. So, don't touch trees or walk on the ground or go in the mud or touch a log.
Just don't be out in nature is this point. Is the point of this.
Just if you hear the buzzing, just run away. Avoidance tips. Stay alert for nests. Avoid bright colors, perfumes, and sudden movements. Move slowly if bees are nearby. Only run if swarmed, submerge in water, or take shelter. Yeah, I run whenever there's a bee nearby. Not if it swarms, just if there's one. Sting treatment. Scrape out stinger quickly. Apply bite sting treatment, cold ice or cold compress. Watch for allergic reactions, swelling, nausea, shortness of breath. And carry an epinephrine auto-injector if allergic. Train others to use it if you're allergic. All right, 2. Flies and mosquitoes. Risk. Can carry disease and cause major discomfort. Avoidance tips. Avoid peak season. Varies by region. Wear long sleeve pants and wide brim hat. Use insect repellent, preferably DEET. Maintain a clean camp, cover food, and dispose of garbage properly. Avoid stagnant water and damp grass. What's the one fly that is really annoying and bites you?
Which one?
The one fly that is really annoying.
Gnat?
What?
Gnats.
No, they're up at camp.
Yeah, gnats are really annoying.
I
Deer
thought,
flies.
I thought it was like a something fly.
Yeah.
Black fly?
We have black flies, deer flies, horse flies, gnats.
Well, gnats don't bite you.
Yes, they do.
But gnats are like those teeny tiny things. Like,
yes, gnats are teeny tiny and yet they leave welts on your body.
really?
Yes.
But the black flies are the ones that buzz around your face and are really annoying.
Yeah, deer flies also. And horse.
Oh, horse flies are the big fuckers. They don't really fly around you and be annoying. They just land on your horse and bite it. And then that horse kicks. They don't really land on me.
Yes, they do.
I mean, me personally. I never really have them land on me. They usually go for the horses when I'm with them.
Okay.
But they're big. We call them B-52s.
They're awful.
Because they dive bomb you.
Yes.
Yeah. Number 3. Ticks. Risks? So many risks. Lyme disease is the biggest risk. And there's so much in Lyme disease.
I know.
It's insane.
It's wild.
Yeah. Prevention. Wear snug clothes, inspect regularly, and refer to a tick-specific guide for removal and response. Get it out. And then I think a lot of people say to go and get antibiotics if you get bit by a tick, if you find one embedded in you, just to prevent, like as a preventative measure
And
for
also,
Lyme disease.
Yeah, and also circle the spot where if you're pulling out a tick.
Oh, yeah.
Circle it with Sharpie.
So you can see if a bullseye appears.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it doesn't always leave a bullseye.
No, but it is one of the indicators of Lyme disease.
Have you ever had a bullseye?
Yeah.
Me too.
Big old one.
Big old one. Spiders.
No.
Just no.
Let's skip this section.
Remember that one story we did on the spider nest?
No,
The
I don't.
person was camping
I
in a
blocked it
spider
out.
nest.
Yes, I've blocked it out. Go.
Note, not insects, but still a backcountry hazard. Common location, basements, wood piles, outhouses, and gear storage. Or next to a river while you're camping. Avoidance tips. Shake out clothes, shoes, sleeping bags before use. Be cautious when reaching into a dark or hidden space. General guidelines. Know the seasons. Learn when and where insect populations peak. Stay alert. Wear protective gear. Avoid attractants like perfumes and scent products.
And shiny accessories.
Use repellents. DEET is most effective but may damage gear and is unsuitable for small children. Natural alternatives is lemon eucalyptus or citronella.
Why the fuck are you talking like that?
I don't know. Apply to both skin and clothing. That's what I got for you for trail etiquette and other shit. We all want to go out in nature. We all want to enjoy ourselves climbing that mountain.
Yeah.
Stay safe and don't get bit by nasty creatures.
And don't talk about not being able to get hard-ons with people.
Oh my God. Speaking of that, final thoughts.
That was my final thought.
That was your final thought.
It's been wearing on my mind ever since
Oh
that.
my God.
Why did he say that?
Okay. See, that's your final. I don't know. He can't get excited. So that's
like a hard on, like an excitement for life, like a zest.
I'm going with that, but maybe he just doesn't have a good vernacular. I don't know.
Yeah, or maybe he just has what is that men get? Erectile dysfunction.
Definitely erectile dysfunction. Yeah.
So it's a real thing, folks. Final thoughts are that the stories for today were great. They were very versatile. They were very different. I liked the one about the aliens, creepy guy. Alien, aka creepy guy.
Probably I think he was an alien.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I liked the other one because it was a nice story. And if I found $20, I'd give it back. But Tave would not.
No, I'd keep it.
You would.
Yeah.
Even if it was $900 in your boot.
Oh, if somebody wants to drop $900 in my boot, I say yes, thank you.
More please.
More please. Money, please.
Money. Must be funny.
It is funny.
In a rich man's world. Money. Always sunny. It's a rich man's world.
You're wild.
Yes. As always.
I didn't get to say what I thought about the stories.
I thought you disagreed with what I thought our thoughts are the same thoughts.
Cool.
What do you think about your stories?
About our stories?
Yeah.
M. You're wildin'. I appreciated both of the stories. I think that they were very different. One was kind of more of an inspirational, this is how you should treat people in the world, is if somebody loses 20 bucks and you're pretty sure you know who it is, give it back. I understand that.
Mhm.
I just like money to keep it. I think if I knew it was from this person, it was like I was like, this person dropped that 20 bucks, I would give it back to them. If I could convince myself that I had no idea whose money this could be, I would absolutely keep it. Because finders keepers, losers weepers. Keep a track of your cash. I'll tell you. Bye now. Goodbye.
That's really bad, Taylor. You're not a nice human.
Whatever. Let me know what you think. What would you do out there, listeners? Keep the money, give it back.
At least you're honest about it.
Yeah. And then on the second one,
oh, great.
the aliens are here.
You are the one. I swear to God.
They're taking over.
Oh my God.
How else would all the zippers be able to be unzipped?
Oh my God.
Unless it was fairies. It could have been fairies.
God.
You know?
You're the one who does not believe in aliens.
Well, it could have been a troll was the guy. A troll.
So you believe in trolls over aliens.
And then fairies opened all the zippers.
Fairies over aliens.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
think it was a fairy troll alien combo.
Yeah.
That did the sneak attack.
I you know what? Let's go with that.
Each one got to open up a zipper one after the other. Like they had to alternate. Fairy, you get to go first with the zipper. One zipper for you.
One zipper.
One zipper for you, troll. One for you, alien.
Alien. You're wild.
I know.
All right.
That's all you got?
That's my final thoughts. Thank you.
Those are great final thoughts.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah.
As always, there are links in our show notes. Check out our Patreon because we have bonus episodes there. We have bonus content. We have songs. We have funnies. We have sillies. We have it all there, Yeah. And check out our merch store because more is coming soon, but we have really cute stuff available now.
Yes, we do.
That's it from us crazy people here at Falls Summit, where every mountain is just one more almost there. If you enjoyed today's episode, please rate, review, and subscribe. And if you didn't enjoy it, well, maybe that's your epic fail for the week.
Hee hee.
Haha.
Ha ho.
Okay. But for real.
If you have any questions, stories, or trail fails of your own, hit us up. Email us at fallsummit.pod@gmail.com or Fall Summit on Instagram. We'll be back next week with more tales of misadventures and questionable decisions. Until then, happy trails.
And don't fall off a cliff.
See you out there.